we are going to begin a unit called statistics. Statistics is when you have data, and data is just a group of numbers. Okay, and what statistics does is there's two kinds of statistics. There's quantitative statistics, which deals with numbers and answers questions using numbers, and there's qualitative statistics, which answers questions differently. We're going to talk about quantitative statistics in 6th grade. Okay, and when you talk about statistics, you want to talk about the variability in data. So statistics is all about summarizing the data that's given to you, or summarizing a long group of numbers. Okay, because when you are trying to make decisions, and you're doing it based on your data, you want to make sure that you're making good decisions. And if you're looking at a bunch of numbers, you're maybe not going to be able to make decisions off of 100 different numbers that you're just looking at. But if you use statistics and you summarize that data into one number or a couple different numbers, then you're going to be able to make decisions, good decisions, and you're going to be able to make decisions faster. So statistics is all about summarizing data. Okay? Now, where do we begin with statistics? Well, the first thing we need to know is what a statistical question is. And a statistical question is a question that's asked that requires you to use statistics to summarize data to figure it out. Okay? Statistical questions have variability. That means that they can change. So when we talk about statistics and statistical questions, I think the easiest way is to just do a few and to figure it out. But just think about, when you're thinking about, is it statistical or non-statistical? Statistical questions have variability. There's more than one answer. But a non-statistical question has no variability. There's only one answer. So let's go through a few. Okay, so with that idea of statistical versus non-statistical, statistical questions have variability. There's a lot of answers. Non-statistical have few answers. Then what I would encourage you to do is pause the video and go through all of these questions and see which ones you think are non-statistical and which ones you think are statistical, and then we'll go through them together. Okay, so let's do this. Assuming that you've done it, let's see how many you got right. So the first question says, how old are you? First question says, how old are you? Okay, well, if I ask you how old you are, that's one answer. If I say, how old are you, and you say you're 12, that's one answer. There's no variability. You're going to change age, but there's only one answer. So this is a non-statistical question because there's no variability. Okay? The next one says, how old are people who have watched Toy Story in 2018? So you would have to figure out all the people that have watched Toy Story in 2018, and you would have to come up with one number. Well, there's a bunch of people who have watched Toy Story. Okay? The ages range from 5 years old to 25 years old to 50 years old. So there's a lot of variability there. So I'm going to say that that is a statistical question because there's a lot of variability. Okay, do dogs run faster than cats? Okay, well, not all dogs are the same weight and not all cats are the same weight. Or excuse me, not all dogs run the same speed and not all cats run the same speed. Some dogs are faster than cats, some cats are faster than dogs. So there's a lot of variability. So this would be a statistical question. You would have to collect data to figure out, to come up with an answer. Okay, do wolves weigh more than dogs? Okay, this is the same idea. There are many wolves and there are many dogs, and they all weigh different amounts. So to say that wolves weigh more than dogs or dogs weigh more than wolves, you would have to collect data to do that. So that is a statistical question. Does your dog, that means we're talking about one dog, way more than that wolf. That wolf implies that we're talking about one wolf. So this would be a non-statistical question because we know exactly what dog we're talking about and we know exactly what wolf we're talking about, and we're going to be able to just subtract those numbers and that will be one answer. Okay? And we'll be able to tell. The next question says, does it rain more in Sioux Center than Sioux Falls? Okay? Again, we're not sure. Okay? Does it rain more in Sioux Center than Sioux Falls? We would have to know all of the rainfall amounts over time and all in Sioux Falls and all of the rainfall amounts in Sioux Center, and we would have to compare them using statistics. So this is a statistical question. What was the difference in rainfall between Sioux Center and Sioux Falls in 2017? Okay, so that's a specific time that we would have a specific, what we would have one answer for. We would be able to look up the record of how much rain fell in Sioux Center, how much rain fell in Sioux Falls, and say Sioux Center had more, Sioux Falls had more, or Sioux Center had less, Sioux Falls had less. Okay, so that's non-statistical. There's no variability. Okay, did the highest paid English teacher, that's one person at Sioux Center, get paid more than the highest paid math teacher. So that's just comparing two people. So you would be able to do that without statistics. So this would be a non-statistical question. Okay? So, statistical versus non-statistical. Statistical questions have variability. That means that there's more than one answer, okay, and you cannot compare them easily without, you cannot summarize the question without using statistics. Non-statistical questions have one answer, okay? How old are you? I'm 12. How old are you? I'm 28, okay? Those are answers. If you ask somebody, if you said, how old are you? They have one answer, okay? How old are the sixth graders in the classroom? Okay, well, some sixth graders are 12, some are 11, some are 13, maybe. Some are 10. So the ages range, okay? So that would be something that you would have to find, you would have to use statistics to summarize the data. So statistical questions have more than one answer, and you need to summarize it into one answer. Non-statistical questions have one answer, and you don't need to use anything to summarize it into one answer.